Every spring, my father takes an axe, goes into the garden, and shortens the branches of the apple trees. Now, from when I was young, I always wondered, what do the trees feel like? I mean, they feel the pain. They don't understand why it is happening to them. And most of all, they can't do anything about it. They live their lives one frame at a time, zooming in on each moment. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, did anything bad happen to you during your life? Have you ever felt like your branches had been cut off? Maybe by an accident, by bankruptcy, or maybe by death. I was 14 years old when my father first came to my school. He came to take me home because my grandmother died. After seeing her in the coffin, I understood why doctors don't recommend lying on your back with your family next to you and having an orchestra playing at your feet. I wasn't that close to my grandmother, so her death didn't shock me. What stunned me, though, were my mother's tears and screams and endless questions. Why me? Why her? Why now? Bad things happen to us, and we don't understand why. We don't understand because we are zooming in too much on that painful moment. There once was a man, a really unhappy man, who started asking God, why God? Why? Why do all these things happen to me? Why do I have such a horrible day? And then God responded, your bad day is just a part of my good plan. What was God's good plan with my grandmother's death? Let's go back in time. I grew up in a CC family. That means that I learned from an early age what it takes to become a competent communicator from my parents' fights. They taught me how to get to the point when something bothers you. How to express your anger using vocal variety. How to use your body to deliver powerful messages that have an impact on your listeners. And how to use the props, the kitchen props, to enhance your message. Unfortunately, they didn't quite manage to motivate or inspire their audience. One evening, after listening to plenty arguments, I went out to get the mail. I opened the mailbox, and there I found an envelope with an eagle seal on it. Shivers went down my spine, and my feet started to shake. I gave the letter to my father and asked him what it was. His answer petrified me. Son, there is something important I have to tell you. Your mommy wants a new daddy for you. Who do you want to choose? Have you ever been asked a question that you just could not answer? A question that didn't have a right answer? I, the future public speaker, lost my words. I didn't know how to react, but someone else did. 5 months later, after my mother applied for divorce, my grandmother died. My mother was in pain. She needed someone to be there for her, to protect her and love her. And my father was the only available candidate. My grandmother's death brought my parents together. Did I make the connection at that moment? No. I was too busy zooming in on my family's pain. 6 years later, I returned home from an amazing summer holiday spent in USA. My father picked me up from the airport, and on our way home, he said, son, there is something important I have to tell you. Your mommy is pregnant. This time, my question left him speechless. Are you the father? In that moment, for the first time in my life, I zoomed out and looked back. And I realized that my grandmother's death not only brought my parents together, but now I also have a 6-year-old sister who is the princess of the family. My grandmother died so my family could live. I believe that good things happen to us in order to remind us that life is meant to be enjoyed. We don't ask ourselves why they happen. Honey, why did we win the lottery? Mr. Vice President, why did I achieve a DTM award? Bad things, on the other hand, happen because we have to change something in our lives. My friend, there is something important I have to tell you. Your mommy doesn't know why bad things happen to you. You have to zoom out on your life and take a look back. A few days, a few weeks, sometimes a few years to understand the real reasons for the so-called tragedies. Sometimes all it takes is to zoom out for 6 months. Because in autumn, the trees that my father injured are now packed with fruits. The pain they went through didn't just make them majestic, but also made them messengers of happiness. Only if they could too zoom out and see the big picture. Mr. Contest Chair.